Rabbi?
Hey Rav.
It's been a while.
Baruch Hashem. Great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Perashat Kedoshim. So much. I think we need 6 videos
Yeah,
in order to
maybe
just
if
scratch the surface.
If you have the time.
We'll touch something on Perashat Kedoshim.
Yeah.
So we know actually maybe 2 short ideas. There's that famous story of Hillel HaZaken, who was one of the greatest Talmidei Chachamim in the history of the Jewish people, that a goy approaches him and says, teach me the entire Torah al regel achat, which means, give me, which I think it was actually someone from our generation that was transported back in time, because that notion,
very low attention span.
Very good, that Instagram, TikTok, kind of give it to me in 60 seconds mentality is, I think, exactly what the goy is saying. I don't have time to sit in an hour shiur and really digest and discuss and elaborate on the days. I want the final idea, the final point. And Hillel HaZaken famously says, right, and that idea sort of encompasses at least all of Ben Adam L'Havero, maybe also Ben Adam L'Makom, right? But I think that it's not a coincidence that the person that approaches Hillel HaZaken is a goy. Meaning part of what the story is trying to tell us is it's not a Jewish idea to come and say, give it all to everything. That's not a Jewish idea. A goy is the one that is going to think that way. And I think that it's important, us that are kind of falling in that trap, you and I, by making these Vayelekhu Shenehem, which are short, bite-sized videos, but the rabbi makes shiurim that are an hour long, right? But this isn't the be all and end all. This is just something to listen to while you're in the car or so on. But it is, I think, very important for us to say, right, that it's so valuable to develop an attention span for big ideas. And that cannot take place within a minute or 2. It must be elaborated on. And there are certain concepts that cannot be expressed in such a short period of time. So I think that's one important idea. The goy wants it al regel achat, but we need to understand that it takes time in order to flesh out the really important deep ideas, the truth that is in some of these messages that's there. And then there's a beautiful perush on the pasuk, Hocheach tochiach et amitecha, that you should rebuke your brother, which the pasuk starts off, Lo tisna et achicha bilvavecha, do not hate your brother in your heart. Rabbi Yosef ben Kaspi says a beautiful idea. I'm not sure if it's exactly the Peshat, but I think it's really beautiful. We normally look at the pasuk referring to a person that you have some kind of a conflict with, right? Someone that did something wrong to you. Pasuk says, Lo tisna et achicha bilvavecha, don't hold the grudge. Hocheach tochiach damitecha, rebuke him, talk it out with him, try to understand where he's coming from. V'lo tisa alav het, so that you're not angry with him. That's one classic perush. Rabbi Yosef ben Kaspi says, you know who we're talking about over here? We're talking about an observant Jew who is watching his fellow Jew that does not follow Torah and mitzvot. And in that instance, the Torah is saying, Lo tisna et achicha bilvavecha, do not hate your brother that does not keep the Torah and mitzvot. And he says, I think an idea that's expressed a lot today's day and age, which is, don't hate the person, hate the action. He says mamash these words. He says, Afal pi she'avor averot, even though the guy violated many averot, en ra'oi leson'o balev, rak lisno ma'asav u'yasero. Don't hate the person. You can despise or look down on the action in general, but don't hate the person.
It's like itamu hata'im, not hotim.
Nachon. Right. Don't hate the hoteh. Hate the het. And I've heard many people who are kind of like Baalei Teshuvah, people that weren't necessarily observant and came closer to the Torah, expressed to me how they were surrounded by people who were, so to speak, religious. And one of the reasons why they came back is not because they went after them and tried to make them religious, just because they respected them as a human being and never looked down on them. And that resonated with them slowly. It takes time, right? Sometimes we want like immediate results. But it's not immediate results. Sometimes just treating another Yehudi with respect and not trying to change him, but showing him that there's dignity and that you respect them, that gives them, that sort of removes all of the negative connotations or the negative assumptions that they have.
I was always told, never shove religion down people's throats. Never shove.
And when you show respect to them, then they start to realize this isn't a Yahadut, is not all the bad things that they think of are really misconceptions.
Trust me, I know this with the outside world, right? Their notion is that Yahadut is all about hatred and all that, and then when they hear the classes, they realize it's not like that at all.
And how many people have stopped me on the street and said, "Oh, you know Rabbi Lati? Wow, he inspired me so much." And
You're welcome.
And I think that part of that is that the love that you show for a human being, regardless of where they are in their lives, and that inspires them. It's not by trying to inspire them.
Correct.
It's just by respecting them.
Correct.
Not for any other purpose other than they deserve respect. It comes out by themselves. We should be zocheh to have that patience and that love for every single other person. And I think that love comes a long way.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.